Okay, so it's finally tomorrow, so spring is here, and this should where'd the mouse go? Oh no, the mouse feels weird. There we go. This should hopefully be the last episode in the season 8 tier list. If anything ends up happening, then I guess I'll take care of it and finish it. But hopefully we can get the last 8 episodes done. Starting with The Road to Friendship, where, I'm sorry, I think about this episode and my brain just starts playing a Muppet song, moving right along, footloose and fancy free, getting there is half the fun, come share it with me, moving right along, we'll learn to share the load, we don't need a map to get the show on the road, because the episode is just a road trip. So Trixie is gonna take her show on tour, and Starlight goes with her, and it is an episode about 2 people who are best friends who absolutely adore each other, but just should not be on a road trip together. Starlight snores, which pisses Trixie off. Trixie talks in her sleep, which pisses Starlight off. Starlight eats the last bit of food for breakfast, so Trixie's mad, but then Trixie drinks the last bit of juice, which makes Starlight mad. Trixie is like, this is the shit I specifically want to do, and this is what we need to spend our money on, and Starlight's like, well, I kind of already spent some of our money on some food and some snacks, might be, but also this line is really stupidly long, maybe we should do something else, and Trixie saying, nope, this is my tradition, this is what I do, and it ends up fucking them over later. As someone who has been on road trips, I feel like I've said this in a previous video, but I could be wrong. But as someone who has been on road trips with my family, yeah, I've very quickly seen road trips absolutely go to shit. I remember my sister and I used to kind of make bets with each other, like, alright, how long until mom and dad get into a fight? I'm gonna say, like, 2 hours. Really? That long? I was gonna say, like, 20 minutes, and, like, shit like that. And, yeah, I just think that's really funny. The episode, and again, it's another kind of mean-spirited, cynical episode of 2 characters who are best friends, just shitting on each other, getting on each other's nerves, blah, 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 and I think it's a really fun time. There's this recurring dude, I don't remember his name, from Saddle Arabia, who's a big fan of Trixie. And he is traveling, not with them, but I don't want to say he's following them, because it sounds very stalkery, but it's exactly what he's doing, because he's a big fan of Trixie's show, and he's like, okay, if she's on tour, I want to watch her on tour. I'm going to watch her here, then when she goes here, I'm going to make sure I'm there so I can watch, etc., etc. He makes an offer to Trixie. It's like, look, I've got a wagon, you've got a wagon, why don't we have a trade? Mine is more spacious, it might be something that you'd appreciate, maybe we should have an exchange, to which Trixie's like, nope, don't want to give away my wagon. Like, it's very important to me. It's not just like, it's my car, it has, well, to a lot of people, their car does have sentimental value. It's like, this is not just a mode of transportation. It's also where I live, but it's something that's very personal to me. There is a point later in the episode where Starlight trades the wagon anyways. And she tells Trixie, she's like, yeah, the dude, had a much better wagon, and he was offering it, so I said, fuck it, let's just trade, let's just swap. So now we have more room, this is a much better fit, this is a straight upgrade, you're welcome. And Trixie is understandably pissed. So, she basically tells Starlight to go fuck herself. Starlight tells Trixie to go fuck herself, and they go their separate ways, and Trixie finds the dude. She's like, you, snake oil, blah, 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 you piece of shit. I told you I wasn't gonna trade the wagon, and you did the trade with someone else when I wasn't there. You went behind my back. You're an awful person. And the dude, I'm not sure what to think of him. Because on the one hand, I can see the genuine, hey, look, I made you an offer, you refused it. And then your best friend and assistant comes up to me sometime later and offers the trade. Knowing how close the two of you are, and also some of your frustrations in your travel. I genuinely assumed that you had given her permission and authority to make that trade on your behalf, because given the fact that she is your best friend and assistant, I didn't think she would do something like that behind your back. I thought it was, after a lot of time on the road and understanding the limitations of your wagon, you decided that you did want to upgrade and you just had her do it because maybe you were busy or maybe it was easier on you emotionally so you didn't have to say goodbye. I was not trying to fuck you over. I can see that, but it's just the way he acts and the way he talks. He's just kind of like, hey, I mean, the deal's done. What are we gonna do? What are we supposed to do about it? I mean, come on. I don't want to trade back. But fuck you, asshole. Now, there is a point later where he's like, okay, so, because Starlight ends up taking the new wagon, which she leaves and leaving Trixie wagonless. He's like, okay, Trixie, let's say I did want to trade back. You don't have the wagon to trade me back. So what the fuck am I supposed to do? And to be fair, he has a point there. It's like, I can fuck with that. It's like, look, even if I want to, hypothetically, you don't have the thing to give back to me, so where does this leave us? Starlight ends up kind of realizing, yeah, what I did was really fucking awful. I gotta go fix this. So she goes back and brings the wagon, and the dude's like, I mean, look, if you guys prove to me that you're good friends, I'll trade it back, because sure, I guess. And they try to do a friendship chant, like, sunshine, sunshine, ladybug's awake, because earlier in the episode, they see that shit, and they're like, that is, wow, let's never do anything like that. So they try to make one up on the spot, and it goes very poorly, and the dude's like, that's the worst thing I've ever seen. But you would only embarrass yourselves like that if you were genuinely trying to help each other, and I could see the love, even though it's maybe a little fractured. Here's your wagon back. And also, I'm like, yeah, you try to do a thing to, kind of make sure they're still friends, but also it's, okay, I'm only gonna give this back to you, the thing that wasn't Starlight's to give me. Okay, let me put it like this. There's that episode from Season 6, I believe it's Season 6, might be Season 5, The Gift of the Mod Pie, just that Gift of the Magi parody, where, no, it is Season 5, because the Season 6 mod episodes when she was best friends with Starlight, where Pinky makes a trade. She wants a rock pouch to give to Maud, and she gives up her party cannon. Then afterwards, when Maud finds out you made this trade to give up a thing you love for me, no, hell no, I am not going to let that slide because I want you to be happy. And Maud essentially mugs the dude to get the thing back. To me, that dude is 100% in the right. Now, granted, he's kind of being a bit of an asshole where he's like, oh, you really want this pouch? Well, you've now given me all the bargaining power, but I'll take that cannon. He is making a trade. Pinky is the genuine owner of the party cannon, so he can 100% make that trade, and Pinky 1000% agreed to the trade. There was no duress. She really wanted to do something nice for her sister, but there was no, bullshit in there. So that is a genuine, no bullshit trade, and I don't think it should have been undone, because again, as someone who really likes the Gift of the Magi, that's kind of the point, and having Pinky just have it undone, I just don't like it. It kind of rubs me the wrong way. There's the trade in Tradia at the very end, where Rainbow Dash trades not only the Orthrus for the Daring Do book, but she also trades Fluttershy's autonomy, which is not something, and Twilight at the end is like, hey, Rainbow Dash, both sides agreed to the trade, it's only fair that we go through with this unless the other side doesn't want to do it anymore. I'm like, I don't know, trading the Orthrus is fine, but Fluttershy's freedom is not something Rainbow Dash owns, unless she does, and that's something I missed. Holy shit, when did that happen? It's Remember that episode of SpongeBob when Krabs sells his soul to the Flying Dutchman, and then when the Flying Dutchman goes to collect, it's an IOU because Krabs keeps selling his soul? Like, in that situation, you could trade Mr. Krabs. At least your IOU with Mr. fucking SpongeBob is also someone who owns Krabs' soul. You do, SpongeBob? Yeah, it's like, yo, he didn't have money for a paycheck, so he, like, gave me his soul. It's so good. Anyways, my point, though. Starlight, like, the wagon was not Starlight's to trade. So, I don't think it should have been valid. Now, granted, there's my lawyer brain that's like, okay, well, he's a bona fide, well, is he a bona fide purchaser? Like, was he purchasing that in good faith? Because he genuinely thought Starlight is representing Trixie? Or was he like, cool, I really want the wagon. I can tell this is bullshit, but I don't care. I want to get it anyways. And if that's the case, he's not a bona fide purchaser because it wasn't in good faith. So he doesn't have any BFP protection. I don't remember all the rules with a BFP and if that's also something that's just for real property. Because the wagon, it's... I mean, like, yeah, a car is not real property. That's still personal property. And the wagon is essentially like a car. It's not... I mean, she could live in it, but it's not really a house and it's not land, so it's not real property. Then there's agent law, where if Starlight is Trixie's agent and she makes that deal and he genuinely believes that Starlight is acting within her capacity as an agent, then the deal, from what I remember, the deal is legit. It's shitty for Trixie, but I think that's legit. So there is a way... There is a way. I get. Let me try. Let me drink some water, and then let me try this again. Either the dude genuinely thought Starlight was on the up and up, and if that is the case, the trade is kind of justified. It sucks for Trixie. It really, really does. But I mean, I don't know how equestrian law works. I mean, I've seen Turnabout Storm. Turnabout Storm is great, but I don't know all the ins and outs of equestrian law. But if you apply, like, U.S. law, I think that trade would be legit. If he doesn't think that Starlight is on the up and up and genuinely representing Trixie's interests in that trade, and he is just doing it to take advantage of the situation, that is illegal. Or, yeah, it's like he's being a piece of shit. Starlight is being a piece of shit regardless. Like, that, I love it and I hate it. I hate it because, wow, you're an awful person. Like, I know, I get it. It's Starlight Glimmer. She is a very heavily flawed individual. It's like, there's a reason I don't think she should have graduated from friendship lessons at the end of Season 6, last premiere of Season 7, because of shit like this. But I love it because it feels so in character. Starlight sees a bad situation. My friend and I are traveling together. The thing we are using to travel does not have enough room. We need more room because that is part of our conflict. This dude is offering us something bigger, something better. I can trade the shitty smaller thing for the better bigger thing. And if I make that trade, I will be happier, and my friend will be happier, and my friend will now have a better piece of property. I'm going to pull the trigger on this because I see a problem and I'm going to solve it. That sounds like something Starlight would do. I have a problem, let me take care of it. The problem is, Starlight is a psycho. And that's why I love this character. Starlight is easily one of my favorite characters in the show. But the fact that this is the first place she goes is like, yeah, let me do it behind Trixie's back. And because it's not even like she's trying to hide the thing. It's just like, yeah, let me just go take care of it. Like, yeah, Trixie, I did it. Like, didn't I do a good job? No! I told you how important this is to me! What's wrong with you? It was like my best friend! Oh, it's your best friend and not me? Well, now I know where I stand with you. It's like, the fact that Starlight does not think she did anything wrong until it's spelled out for her is like the every little thing she does episode. And it's so in character. It's great. Clearly I really like this episode. I don't think I would put it up here. I do like the song. I think the song is fun. And the fact that I actually get to hear Trixie sing, which I believe is the first time, it's like, it really endears me. But I think it's a very strong A. The Washouts. Oh boy. So, first and foremost, I am a Lightning Dust stan. I really, really like Lightning Dust. I think the reason I like Lightning Dust so much is A, I'm also a big Rainbow Dash fan. Now, I feel like Rainbow Dash, of the main 6, kind of gets the short end of the stick when it comes to episodes. Because when I look at some of my least favorite episodes, this one was dog shit, this one was dog shit, Mare-Duel is an all-time bad episode, Newbie Dash was an episode I hated so much I didn't want to finish it. A lot of the worst episodes to me are Rainbow Dash episodes. But she is one of my favorite characters. Like, genuinely 100%. Lightning Dust is just kind of Rainbow Dash 2.0. And she's Rainbow Dash without the empathy. If she was just self-absorbed, egotistical, I'm gonna be the best, and it does not matter what lies in my way. It really, to me, is like, this is Rainbow Dash if Rainbow Dash didn't have her friends. If Rainbow Dash did not have the element of loyalty, she would be Lightning Dust. This is a really interesting, like, comparison. I also think Lightning Dust gets the short end of the stick at the end of Wonderbolt Academy. Because I don't feel like what she did should have gotten her kicked out. Because everything, like, no, what she did is super reckless. It's stupid. I will not deny that. But all of her reckless, aggressive behavior was rewarded. Because Spitfires, I was like, damn, you guys are doing super good. You guys are doing super good. You get to be the lead pony. And Rainbow Dash, the second best, the other best flyer. You can make an argument which of them was the best flyer at the time. She gets to be, instead of the leader of her own regiment, I'm putting her under you. Because you were just that good. Lightning Dust's desire to be the best is nothing but rewarded until Rainbow Dash is like, hey, I quit. Then, essentially, Lightning Dust is sacrificed so Rainbow Dash can stay and be a Wonderbolt. I'm like, that's fucked up. That's really fucked up. I think I've heard that there was, like, the original ending to Wonderbolt Academy was, like, Rainbow Dash was going to be the lead pony, Lightning was going to be her wing pony, and was going to be like, okay, what you did was stupid, and you need to learn. It's like, as you were the lead to Rainbow Dash, because Rainbow Dash needed to learn to not be complacent in her skill and to push herself, but now Rainbow Dash is going to be the lead because you, Lightning Dust, need to learn that there are limits to pushing yourself, and you need to learn this thing called fucking empathy. And I think that's great. I really, really like that, and I think it's what Lightning Dust deserved. Instead, it's just, no, get kicked out. Fuck you, piece of shit. Like, that's... Boy, that's awful. So, 5 seasons later, she gets to make her return. Where she is a member of the Washouts. They are a group of ponies who, quote-unquote, washed out of the Wonderbolts. And what's really interesting is Rainbow Dash meets them at first, and she's like, yeah, I'm a Wonderbolt. They're like, yeah, we're Wonderbolts too. At least we were. And what's super interesting to me is that it doesn't sound like any of them were Wonderbolts. They're like, yeah, I dropped out of the academy. Well, I dropped out of the academy, or like of the reserves. But none of them were full-on Wonderbolts that ended up saying, I don't want to do this. It's really interesting to me how they're like, yeah, we're the same as you, Rainbow Dash, but we're cooler. Like, not quite, but good try, though. I don't know. It was a little detail that just really stuck out to me that I thought was kind of interesting. But so what the Washouts are, they're a stunt team. They're just do insane shit, super dangerous shit, crazy stunts, and people love it. People love their shows, and their new biggest fan is Scootaloo. To the point where she's got Washout, like, posters. She's now starting a Washouts fan club. And Rainbow Dash being Rainbow Dash, like, what the fuck? Why aren't you... You mean my sister and my biggest fan is a fan of something else too? Nah, hell nah. And then they watch the show and she's like, okay, fuck, the show is really good. Okay, this is really cool. Let's see if we can talk to him. Maybe I can introduce the kiddo to him, and then finds out their leader is Lightning Dust. And what I love is they just look at each other and it is on sight. And then Lightning Dust is like, Rainbow Dash, thank you for getting me kicked out. Because this is what I actually want. Like, I feel so alive doing stunts. I have never been happier. Like, this is what I like to do. I like to risk everything to be better. And I get to do it and put on a show. My life is wonderful. Thank you. And then they just hit it off. Like, they just start shit-talking each other. They want to fly. They want to hang out. I'm like, you see? Like, I really like their dynamic. Like, they're just homies. You sure we couldn't have had the wing pony thing happen? I think it would have been kind of neat. But I'm glad that Lightning Dust is doing well for herself. The problem is Scootaloo thinks she's just the fucking bee's knees. And she's like, hey... I kind of want to do this washout thing. Like, this seems really neat. And Rainbow Dash... This is where the episode gets really messy, because it's trying to do, like, 3 different things at once. And I think any one of them is kind of an interesting idea or an interesting moral, but I don't know if it all quite worked. So on the one hand, it feels like it is trying to tell this story about how Rainbow Dash needs to let Scootaloo spread her wings. Like, yeah, you don't just have to be Rainbow Dash's fan. You can be a fan of other things. You can be a fan of other people. That's okay. Rainbow Dash, you're being very possessive. Like, you don't have to attend the Rainbow Dash fan club and eavesdrop. That's weird. You don't have to be mad at Scootaloo for having other interests. You don't have to try and, dissuade her from doing this because it's a little dangerous, with pin in that. But, like, blah, 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 blah. I'm like, okay, given Rainbow Dash... This, I think, is a really good idea for an episode of Rainbow Dash and Scootaloo. Rainbow Dash because of her massive fucking ego, and Scootaloo because of her obsession and hero worship. Saying, you can like other shit, kid, and other ponies... And you can be okay with it, Rainbow. That's a really good idea for an episode. What the episode is also trying to do is say, maybe this is too dangerous. And as her big sister, as her, essentially her guardian, because at this point in the show, we've never met her parents. You do not meet Scootaloo's family until season 9. I haven't even gotten to that episode yet. I think it's episode 12. So it's very close to the halfway point of the final season. 200 episodes in, you meet her family. So for as far as we know, Rainbow Dash is her only guardian, her only, like, good influence. And Rainbow Dash sees Lightning Dust as... It's not just like you're a rival for Scootaloo's attention, but you're a genuine threat to her safety. Because I see the shit that you guys do, and it's cool. I think it's dope as hell. I kind of liked watching this. I feel like Rainbow Dash would be like, can I, like, get in on this, like, every now and then? Like, she totally would. But this is too dangerous for a kid. I cannot have her risk her safety for her ego or for yours, Lightning Dust. And that's totally justified. And the way the episode is written is that's the stance that Rainbow Dash is taking. And everyone else is like, come on, Rainbow Dash, you gotta let her spread her wings. Like, it's okay if she likes other shit. I don't care if she likes other shit. What I care about is her getting smushed. Like, you see the shit they're doing? I don't want my sister to fucking die. And it's, like, that's a really good idea for an episode. And I feel like if they're trying to do these two at the same time, that can work together. But I think for me, it doesn't quite work. And then, like, out of nowhere is the third thing the episode tries to do. Where Scootaloo is going to join... My fucking voice cracked. Scootaloo is going to join the Washouts and be part of their show. And Lightning Dust is super hyped. She's like, dude, this is going to be so... And what I like about it is it's not Lightning Dust going, ha, your little sister is joining my group. I'm going to have her do something dangerous and she dies and it's all on you because I hate you. She's just like, dude, this is going to be cool. Like, it's a dope-ass stunt. If you chicken out, I do it. Because, Lightning Dust is a psycho. But she's a fun psycho. Rainbow Dash says to her, because what is that? She has like this giant, like, rocket-propelled scooter, or it was some shit like that. And Rainbow Dash tells her, no, this is way too dangerous. I can't let you do this. And then Scootaloo's response to that is, I don't remember exactly what she says. It's something along the lines of, I worship you, I'm obsessed with you, blah, 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 but I can't ever be you because I can't fly. And as much as I want to be you, Rainbow Dash, I can't. But this is something I can do. I can be a stuntman. I can be a stunt pony, a stunt mare. I can do real cool, crazy shit. Because that is in my wheelhouse. I don't need to be able to fly to be dangerous. I don't need to be able to fly to entertain. You've got to let me spread my wings. Please don't make me have to be you because I can't. So I really like this angle. Like, I think it's super interesting, and it makes a lot of sense. It also feels like it's coming right the fuck out of nowhere, at least for me. And again, I think it's because of the dueling, like, themes of the episode. From the perspective of, I am trying to keep you safe because what you're doing is insanely dangerous and stupid. It doesn't really work. When you look at it from the perspective of Rainbow Dash, you have to be able to let Scootaloo go. She, you are her hero. You're her original hero, and you still are, and she adores you. It's okay for her to like other things. It's okay for her to try to do other stuff. For Scootaloo to end the episode with that speech and say, I can't be you, but I can be this. And Rainbow Dash saying, okay, I get it. But I'll tell you what. I'm going to be your biggest fan. Which is how the episode ends, with her thinking, like, I'm going to have the Scootaloo fan club because I love this fucking kid. That's great. Like, that's beautiful. I love all that shit. But then it's Lightning Dust is the villain of the episode because Scootaloo wants to back out and not do the thing because it's super dangerous, and Lightning Dust like, come on, kid, like, you said you were gonna do it. If you don't do it, I'll fucking do it. But I mean, come on, don't be a pussy. And Rainbow Dash gets her to stop it, and Lightning Dust gets caught in it, and she's like, we're rivals for life. I'm like, I don't know. I feel like this could have been a perfect episode. This perfect episode of Rainbow Dash letting her sister grow up, and Scootaloo finding something that she loves to do, in addition to, Crusadering and cutie marking, which, I don't think we got Crusader episodes, We did not get a Crusader episode about let's help someone with their cutie mark in this at all. So, I don't know, maybe the consulting business is, maybe it's not going so hot lately, because he couldn't get one for the Griffin, actually. I don't know. Anyways, though, it gives Scootaloo something for her to do that she loves, that she is able to do, and it gives a nice little ending for Lightning Dust. I was not able to become a Wonderbolt because my personality didn't allow it. So I made something else for it. Like, Lightning Dust and Scootaloo would, like, emulate like, mirror each other so fucking well. I can't be a Wonderbolt because I'm too reckless. I can't be a Wonderbolt because I can't fly. But we found something that we can still do. We can still find our place, even with our either personality issues or actual physical issues. And it's not to say that, yeah, Lightning Dust just takes over as Scootaloo's big sister, because you still get that with Rainbow Dash. And I think that ending of her making the Scootaloo fan club is a perfect fucking ending to this. But you also get Rainbow Dash and Lightning Dust making peace. It's like rivals for life! And then they don't do anything with her in Season 9, so it's, yeah, they could have made peace. It's not even that Lightning Dust needed to be redeemed. I think that would have been phenomenal. Like, holy shit. It might have put the episode up here. Because it would have been so good. It would have been so good. It's fine as is, though. Because I really do think them trying to villainize Lightning... And don't get me wrong, like, yeah, what Lightning Dust is doing is really fucking dangerous. But I think that is a different... That feels like it's a different episode. It's like watching Belle. To me, Belle is like 3 different movies. There is this movie about celebrity and how it feels for someone to become a celebrity overnight, but how your like celebrity persona is very different from the person you actually are, and how you manage yourself and like the disassociation of those two identities, and it's super interesting. Then it also is this adaptation of Beauty and the Beast that's pretty good. I don't think it's nearly as good as the Disney film, but like I still like it. And then for the last like third, it's this movie about about abuse and helping abused children, which yes, like child abuse is fucking awful. And I'm like, this is like really interesting. Where did the first part of the movie go, though? Because that was my... And I mean, true, like, she's using her voice and her celebrity to, you know, like, reach out to the kids and whatnot. So, like, it's not that it's completely disjointed, but Belle feels like I'm watching 3 different movies of all, like, good quality, but I don't think they go together as much as I would like. And to me, the Washouts is so similar, and I hate it. It's like, it's that close to being phenomenal. It's like here, maybe it's not up here. It's not. I can maybe give it an A, just because I was happy to see Lightning Dust, and I'm glad she's like found something that she likes doing. She's still kind of villainized at the end, but I don't think she needed to be. I don't know. Maybe it's more here. Probably. I think this is between a Rockhoof and a Hard Place. Is that the name of this episode? We're about to find out. Boom, boom, boom. Sorry, the tab where I have all the episode titles refreshed. So now I get to... Yeah, a Rockhoof and a Hard Place. I still... Rock hard friendship. I can't get over that. Fuck damn it. It was so dumb. It was so stupid. But it made me happy. You may have killed millions of people, but at the very least, you made me happy. Anyway, oh, no, I've been putting him here for the middle of the screen. Whoops. Actually, the bottom of the fucking barrel kind of... Anyways, it's fine. So this episode is about the Pillars of Equestria, Rockhoof in particular, and how all of them but Rockhoof have been able to acclimate to society. Star Swirl is traveling and like learning magic and having a good time. Flash Magnus is back with the Canterlot Guards. Meadowbrook, I think, just returned home and is still working as a healer. Sonambula, I might have mispronounced her name, I'm sorry, is a motivational speaker. Mistmane, what is Mistmane doing? I don't remember, but like she was doing something that made her happy and worked. And Rockhoof's like, I don't know what the fuck to do. Like, I went home and it's now an archaeological site where they have to take like super good care of it and be very gentle, and that's just not how I am. I'm trying to be a teacher and the students really like me, but I don't think I'm quite suited to the classroom. I think there was like another thing or two that he tried and it just wasn't working. So he literally tells Twilight, he's like, look, I know there's a spell that you used on like Discord and shit to turn him into stone. Can you just do that to me? Because I don't want to be here. This isn't the right time for me. It's not the right life for me. And I'd rather just not live. I'm like, oh. Is this a suicide episode? Like, I remember saying that back in No Second Prances when Trixie has this incredibly dangerous, death-defying stunt that she can't do without Starlight and decides to go through with it anyways. I'm like, I think that might have been a suicide attempt. This feels a lot more like, yeah, what is the term that people say now? Like, unalive? Like, he is actually trying to unalive himself, but not technically kill himself? I'm like, oh, that's fucking yikes. Holy shit. And Twilight's response to this is, at first, no! Like, what the fuck, dude? Like, no, I'm not gonna do that to you. Hell no. And then he's like, please. I have no purpose. I have no reason to be here. I have nothing to offer the world. I have nothing to offer this society. It would be better if I wasn't a part of it. I mean, I don't want to go through with this, but if it's what he wants, is this... fuck. Okay, I'll tell you what. I'll look into it for you. But I don't want to do it and I make no promises. And then the students tell him how much they really like him and that he's a great storyteller and they want him to stick around because he's a good dude and his stories kick ass. And he sticks around and is telling stories. And it gets every pony, like, super high, and every creature and shit. And they all get, like, super hyped. He's like, this is what I can do. I can be a storyteller. I don't have to turn into stone. I don't have to unalive myself. I don't have to fucking kill myself. Like, wow. Holy shit. I think it's a good episode. Like, don't get me wrong. I think the pillars are cool and, like, seeing however... I get it. It is a story about a man who does not think he has a place in the world. And despite his best efforts, he can't find it. And even though it's right there in front of him, he still doesn't realize it. So he decides to take the worst possible option. And it is not until the people around him tell him just how much he is loved and how much he's appreciated that he realizes, I can't take this option and there is a place for me after all. Huh. You know, I won't lie. Like, I liked this episode fine. I thought it was like, I think Rockhoof is very likable. I think the pillars are cool, and seeing them do shit is cool, but, like, I liked it fine. Okay, so talking about it, this episode is, like, great, and is really impactful, actually. Holy shit. I think I have to put it up here. I don't think I would put it up here. As much as I'm like, okay, I think I did really like this episode. I think there was some really good shit here. I don't think I liked it that, like, if I have to really talk myself into, like, wait a second, this episode's really good, I don't think it's probably quite up here. It's kind of like how Bottom of the Fucking Barrel, a lot of it is like an emotion thing. It's a vibe thing. Like, it's dog shit, but is it like mega dog shit? That's how you know it's here. With here, it's kind of like, okay, the episode was great. It was excellent, but was it like God tier? Which might be a problem that I don't have. Like, I know this was the one that was the closest to, like, I think it's up here. I don't know if I want to quite commit to that yet. Which is maybe there really isn't a double S episode of season 8, which would be fascinating, because most seasons, even season 6, as much as I'll talk about, like, season 6 is mid as fuck, it has a hearth-swarming tale, which is wonderful. I loved that episode. Even in season 7, season 7 to me has no bad episodes. They're not all equal tier. I feel like a lot of its really good episodes aren't quite as great as some other seasons. It has the perfect pair, which is, to me, that's like a top 5 episode for sure. Like, it has an easy double S. This one's really funny. I think this one is better than this one. I think that's fair. I think this one is better than this one. These are, like, on par with each other. I think this is a funnier episode. Like, the last third, I think, is hysterical. I never learned how to read. But also, this, I think, is fun. But it introduces Cozy Glow, who I adore. And there's such good foreshadowing here. It's like, for narrative purposes, it's up here. But I think this is funnier. This is so fucking funny. Like, this is funny and mean, and this is just wonderful and sweet. Like, these two are just, like, contrast each other so perfectly. And yeah, it's like, this one actually hits kind of hard, doesn't it, when I think about it? I feel like it's almost like an honorary S. These feel right. I don't know which is my favorite. I think it's probably this or this, but maybe this. This one maybe not as much, but it does have the Surus business face. Like, that gives it the S tier, honestly. It's like, that is probably my favorite expression in the entire series. Anyways, let's get to the next episode. Boy, I don't remember what this one is called either. Let's see. I'm sorry, I've watched over 200 episodes. I can't remember the names of all of them, man. What Lies Beneath? I would not have guessed that. Not at all. I had no clue what this shit was called. So in this episode, the new 6, the young 6, the student, I don't know, should I call them like the Breakfast Club? Hold up. What's a good name I could do that? I don't like the Creature Club. That sounds kind of boring. The Harmony Club? That feels like almost there. I don't know. I kind of fuck with the Harmony Club. I'm going to call them that for now. So the Harmony Club gets, they're having a conversation with Cozy Glow, who is being herself, an awful person, but masking it with her best Darla Dimple. Like, her best Shirley Temple, but, like, that's why I love Cozy Glow. She's just Darla Dimple. And given the fact that Lauren Faust worked on Cats Don't Dance, this is hysterical to me. Like, I don't know if this was on purpose, but it's funny to me. She's like, oh, well, golly, I mean, the fact that Sambar is a pony and he's helping the 5 of you out who aren't ponies, and, you know, you guys just... You're not naturally dispositioned to friendship. you guys are at a disadvantage, but it's so nice of him to be helping, and it's so adorable of you guys to be trying. Like, you remember that scene in Zootopia when Judy first meets Nick? She's like, here, just let me just say you're a wonderful father and a real articulate fella. Well, that was the least condescending thing I've heard all day. It's the same energy, except Judy is trying to be not racist, but it's actually super racist. Cozy Glow is trying to be racist. She is trying to downplay how horrible she is behind that veneer of amity, but it just... The Amity Club! Oh, I actually like that. Okay, we've got it. We've got it. The Amity Club. Bam. That's what I'm going to be calling these 6. She is trying to, like, demoralize the Amity Club as much as she can. So, the club gets a vision from the Tree of Harmony taking the form of Twilight Sparkle, which is, it's a trope I love, you know, taking a form you're most familiar with. Oh boy, okay. As much as I talk, like, whenever I bring up Project Horizons, I normally talk shit on it, and boy, I have a lot of shit I can talk about Project Horizons. There is a scene like this, though. It's in one of the last chapters of the story, where there's this cosmic being who's named Tom, and, like, I get why he's named Tom, because Return of Harmony, that's fucking hilarious, who takes a form that everyone in the room is familiar with, and it's a scene I really like, and I love the fact that for Blackjack, he takes the form of Blackjack's supposed dad. It just does it for me. I'm like, damn it, it's one of those really good moments of the story. Anyways, point. The tree takes the form of Twilight Sparkle and is like, okay, Amity Club, here's what's up. You guys think you are not dispositioned toward friendship and harmony, and I can't allow that. So you're all going to be tested. And if you fail the tests, well, don't. So they're all trapped in a different room and have to undergo something. Okay, Yona is surrounded by spiders, which is the one thing that she's scared of. And her test is to overcome her fear and see that the spiders aren't trying to hurt her and that they want to be friends too. And not only are you overcoming your fear, you're learning that you can be friends with anybody. Smolder is at a tea party with these other ponies who are like, hey, let's dress up and be cute and enjoy being adorable, because Smolder actually really likes cute and adorable shit. But she has an image to maintain as a dragon, and she has to, like, let her image go and just be who she is. Gallus is in this confined space, and if he touches, I think it's, like, blue and pink, like, it's like the blue light makes the hole in the space grow wider, and the other one makes it grow shorter because he's claustrophobic. I don't know. It's like the other two, I'm like, oh, okay, there's, like, an actual lesson to be learned. His is more like an actual puzzle. And I don't know, like, there might be something about, like, you know, he's a griffin. He doesn't like being in enclosed spaces. He wants to be... He's a peacock! You gotta let him fly! You think what I'm thinking? Aim for the bush. That movie's so fucking funny. Yeah, it's called a desk pop. If you've never seen the other guys, like, I haven't seen it in a long time. Maybe it's not as funny as I think it is, but I'm just remembering scenes from that movie, and it's so good. But anyways, he's a peacock. You gotta let him fly, and he breaks out of his small space. Sandbar is approached by a couple members of the main 6. I want to say it was Rarity and Rainbow Dash, but I could be wrong about that. Who are like, it's a friendship quest, and we need you, Sandbar, and they're like, okay, you can't go back for your friends, you have to abandon them, and he kind of goes along with them for a bit, and is like, no, I have to go, they're my friends, bam. Who am I missing? Silverstream is attacked by the Storm King and his droogs, and she is not able to get out of it herself. It's, Gallus has to go and help her, and he's like, hey, look, the Storm King is gone. You don't have to be afraid of him anymore. And that's what helps her. And Smolder goes to help Ocellus, who is turned into Queen Chrysalis. and she can't change out of that form. Any attempt she does, like, it just doesn't matter. She's still chrysalis. I don't remember what the resolution for that was. I genuinely don't. But, they all passed their tests because they're the Amity 6. They're gonna be the new elements of harmony or some shit, and blah, 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 blah. And they're like, yeah, Cozy Glow, fuck you, you're wrong. Friendship is in our nature. We are predispositioned to it. We became friends, and oh yeah, the Tree of Harmony is down there, and we passed its test. And she's like, huh, the Tree of Harmony is down there? Well, golly, that's so neat. I'm so glad that the beautiful, powerful tree is right here in this vicinity. You guys, I'm so sorry I said such mean, horrible things to you. I was just jealous that the 6 of you are oh so close, and that every pony and every creature can be friends, but just golly darn gosh, I don't have as many friends, and I felt bad. But you guys just do what you gotta do. You know, we're taking a test. Go study for your test. I'll let Headmare Sparkle know how busy you two were, or you 6 were, and that I saw how good your friendship was, and it inspired me, and don't worry, I'll take real good care of the tree. And it just zooms in on her face. And she doesn't make an evil face. It's not like I'll take good care of the tree. She's like, yeah, I'll take good care of it. And then just stares at it with not an evil smile, but just a nice smile for a while. Then it fades to black. And I'm like, this is great. I love this. I love this so much. This is another excellent episode. I'm going to be honest. This episode did a lot to endear me to the Amity 6. This episode kind of finished it, and whatever, again, like, I still think Silverstream's kind of annoying, I'm not gonna lie, but I feel like this one, until this episode, I was like, whatever, okay, I like these 6, okay, like, I'm totally cool with these 6, to the point where I want them to replace the main 6 as the protagonist of the show. Not so fast there, Buckaroo. But I did find myself really getting into them and their story. I think it's one of the best episodes of the season. Hello, darkness, my old friends. I've come to talk with you again. Because the episode is called Sounds of Silence. How do I put this delicately? This episode is fucking amazing. So first off, is this the only main 6 map episode of the season? Hold up. Nope. Yes, but not the main 6. Nope. Yeah! No, because, like, they thought they were, but it was Discord fucking with them. Nope. Which one was this again? That's Rockhoof. I couldn't tell from the screen cap, I'm sorry. No, definitely not. No. Yeah, this is the only episode in the season where any of the main 6 get called on a friendship problem. Which is, I mean, on the one hand, I kind of get it, because that's the point of the school, is we bring the friendship problems to us instead of us having to go and take care of shit. But also, I mean, I don't know, it feels kind of weird, I guess. Okay, let me put it like this. It's not weird that the main 6 aren't doing this. It's just because if that was kind of the idea of they have the school, now we're going to send out other characters. Like Spike had one in Season 7. The Crusaders get one. Starlight and Sunburst get one. Maybe Discord. Oh god, Discord going on one would have been insane. Fuck. Now I kind of wish we got that. Discord goes to solve a friendship problem. Makes everything worse. But anyways. Appleshy, Flutterjack. I kind of like Flutterjack. Flutterjack go to solve a friendship problem. They have to go all the way to this forest where they meet the Kirins. So the Kirins are these forest pony, kind of like these forest nymph ponies who have taken a vow of silence. And they're not sure why, so the two of them split up. Fluttershy hangs out in the village to find some information. Applejack goes to see if she can find it. Oh no, that's right, because the Kirins are able to communicate that there is a Kirin who talks, but they're not among us. So Applejack goes to meet the Kirin who talks, who doesn't shut up, and oh gosh, she's great. She just will talk, and she's like, oh my god, I haven't had someone to talk to in years. I get to use my words now, and I don't have to be crazy about it. Like, there's a point during her song, Pin in That, where she's like, take it away, boys, and it's a bunch of, like, fruit with faces on them, and who say nothing, and it's so great. She has a line, she's like, oh, you named your shadow? Because I think Applejack's like, I gotta go see Fluttershy. Oh, you named your shadow? Me too. You know, he's not the most, you know, he's not the best companion. He's pretty quiet, but I like him. You're like, oh, she is loco in the cocoa, and I get it. So take the pin out. She has a song. And the song's great. It's super catchy. It's super colorful. It explains, like, the Kieran's whole backstory, which was essentially, when a Kieran gets angry, it turns into a Nerig, I think. It's like Kieran spelled backwards. They go from, like, pretty forest nymph into fire demon, and it's like, you know, enough people were getting mad at each other that the village nearly got set on fire, and everything went to shit. So we took a vow of silence, so we wouldn't say horrible things to each other anymore. And that, excuse me, no one has gotten angry since, but it's also taken all the joy and the personality out of the village, and that sucks. So I found the cure, excuse me, and I took it, and I've been talking, but I can't live in the village if I talk, and I chose words over companionship. And her song is also specifically about how, what is it? Rainbows can't light up the sky unless you let it rain. That, like, yeah, you know, it's kind of about, it's about censorship and how, yes, something like words and expression can make people upset. It can make them uncomfortable, but we can't find art, we can't find beauty, we can't find joy, etc., if we limit ourselves to that. Yeah, like, rain sucks. That's how we get rainbows, and everyone loves rainbows. Rain sucks. That's also how, you know, the fucking plants get fed. That's how they drink, dumbass. They don't eat the water. But that's, you know, they need it for life and everything. You need the bad to appreciate the good, but also you can't be so afraid of the bad that you limit the good it can do. And that's what the episode is about, and they're able to convince the Kierans about that. And also, there's one Kieran who's trying to tell her, I want the cure so I can talk, but she can't talk and communicate it effectively. Which Autumn Blaze, I think that's the name of our main Kieran, gets really pissed off and turns fire and angry. It's like, I'll be right back. Goes behind a rock, and then comes back. I am completely okay. See? You don't need words to piss people off, which is so fucking funny. So, I think this episode is fucking excellent. I really do. It is one of the best. You know, I was saying, there's gonna be like maybe 4 or 5 episodes up here. No, there's a lot of really good episodes up here. I don't know how many are genuine contenders for my top 26 when everything is said and done, but they are really good. Is this the double S? It does have a song, and I really... Yeah, how many songs were actually in this season? This had a song. This had a song. This had a song. I'm not going to go through the whole list. I don't think so, but I liked it a lot. And then speaking of songs, Father Knows Beast. Let me check. That feels super correct. Yes, Father Knows Beast. This is an episode that initially presents itself as Spike's father has come to Ponyville to meet Spike and become friends with him and get to know his son. Partway through the episode, it ends up being revealed, like at the end of his song, about how you can't be a dragon if you live in like a castle and luxury and all this yampy-pampy pony shit, to use a garble term. You know, garble doesn't swear, but you know what I mean. It's like, you gotta get rid of this, got rid of this. Hey, why don't you give it to me so you can live like a real dragon? Because this dude is just an asshole who's like, hey, if I pretend to be Spike's dad, I can live in the castle and have all this really nice stuff. So that's what it is. And by the end of the episode, Spike's like, yeah, he's not my actual family. Twilight, you're my real family. And there's a point in the episode where Twilight is trying to tell Spike, look, Spike, I didn't want to say anything because it seemed like you guys were vibing, but this dude is an asshole who is taking advantage of you, and I don't want to see that happen. And Spike interprets that as jealousy, and he's like, yeah, but he's my real family, and you aren't. And there's just this X-ray of Twilight's heart literally breaking in half. And I'm like, yeah, that was pretty fucked up, Spike. Like, I kind of get it, but that was fucked up, my dude. And, yeah, and the song is pretty fun. Like, you just can't be a dragon here. Like, it's not the best, but I had a good time with it. Like, I had to listen to it again. I was like, I don't know. I kind of fun. Like, I liked the instrumentals a lot. I was like, this kind of slaps. I kind of would have just liked it if it was Spike's dad. Not necessarily the idea of his dad being an asshole, although that could have still been something interesting. But yeah, I don't think we ever really learn about Spike's parents. And yeah, how did Celestia get that dragon egg? Did she make a deal with the Dragon Lord? Did she just find it? Like, did she just like Pee-wee Spike? I don't know what happened, and it would have been nice to get an answer, because he's trying to give an answer, but he's bullshitting his way through it. It's very clear he's bullshitting, which I think is kind of fun. But it's an episode. I'll put it in B. I think I respect it more than I like it. I think it's pretty okay. I think Sludge, I think, was his name. Like, he's fun enough, and I think the song is really fun. Spike, I think, is a little too mean to Twilight, but them hugging at the end, he's like, no, like, you are my real family. I said something really shitty, and I'm sorry. I really like that. I really do. I think I can give it a B. Which brings us to School Raze. It brings us to the Season 8 finale, to Cozy Glow. What do I want to say about this season finale? For better and for worse, I think so far we'll see about like ending of the end. This season finale is the closest I have gotten to a Canterlot wedding. It is amazing. It is so fun. It is so batshit insane. There's so many things in this episode that made me just like grin or smile or laugh or get hyped while I was watching it. It's also fucking stupid. Like, it's really dumb. So the basic plot, like what is actually going on, is Cozy Glow, who is dead ass a child. It is not that like, oh, okay, like it's not like an orphan situation where she's actually an adult, she just looks like a kid, or she's like undergone some curse, or is like Captain Ginyu'd her way into the school. Actually, that would have been wild. Just fucking body change. Dude, I love... Okay, this is a very quick tangent, but for whatever reason the other day, I just got possessed by something, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna do a fucking Ginyu Force pose. Like, not the pose where Ginyu, like, bends over. Wait, does he do the pose where he bends? I know there's one of them who just, like, bends over. But no, the pose where he's, like, on his tippy toes and then, like, spreads out his fingers. I just, like, did it for no reason, and it hurt. My knees are not made for that shit. And then I just kept doing it. I was like, okay, I can hear my cartilage tear, but it's fun. But anyways, no, it's like she's not cursed. She didn't Ginyu or anything like that. She's just literally a child. And she's like, okay, friendship isn't magic. Friendship is power, which is easily one of my favorite lines in the whole show. I know I've quoted that in other tier lists. I know I've had to have brought it up because I think it's great. I think it's hysterical. So Cozy Glow, believing that friendship is power, wants to take over the world by making everyone her friend. And she thinks the best way to do is, like, what if I take over the school of friendship? So throughout the season, and there's not a whole lot of episodes where this happens, but you kind of see it. She's been, like, moseying up to Twilight and crew, Twilight in particular, to essentially become her, golly, just best helper ever. And in this episode, in part 1, she's like, yeah, Cozy, like, you're so good. I don't know what I'd do without you. Oh, golly, Headmare Twilight. It's just a ding-dang pleasure to be able to help you. I did this, I did this, I did this. Ain't you happy that I'm just the best assistant you've ever had? Just gosh darn wonderful. In her appearance, she made good friends with the Crusaders, so she got in there and she talked to Starlight and was trying to seem to mosey up to Starlight. She also is pen pals with Tyrek. And on the one hand, I'm like, okay, I love everything about this. I love a psychotic little Darla Dimple writing letters to Satan while he's trapped in hell. And it's like, hey, buddy, you wanted to absorb all the magic. What if I kind of wanted to do something similar? You got any pointers? And Tyrek being bored and having nothing to do and wanting every pony to suffer, going, yo, that's fucking funny. Here's some pointers. Also, though, logistically, fucking how? How is Tyrek getting letters into Tartarus? How is he getting letters out of Tartarus? Because Cozy's a Pegasus. It's not like she can teleport in and out of Tartarus and, like, do that. I don't think the mail delivers to hell. How does this happen? I'm sorry, but it's like I said, it's a Canterlot wedding where I'm like, wait, this is a really fun idea. Also, how the fuck does this make any sense? It doesn't? Okay. Carry on. So, her plan is to essentially do this, like, black magic ritual by the Tree of Harmony. I don't know if it needs to be in the Tree of Harmony or if she's just doing it in the basement where no one will see it. But she's doing this black magic ritual with these artifacts. And we have seen the artifacts throughout the season, so not like total bullshit. And the artifacts are draining all of the magic from Equestria. And it's like, okay, so this is what's going to happen. Day 1, unicorns aren't going to be able to use their spells. Okay. Day 2, other magical abilities aren't going to work from any other creature. 3, all artifacts are going to lose their power. So, like, day 1, day 2, day 3. So, by the time day 2 happens, like, because the main 6 are like, okay, magic is being drained. Actually, because it's Cozy Glow who's like, didn't we learn in class about that, Tarkov guy who was stealing magic? Tyrek, yeah, that's what I said. So they're like, oh shit, maybe we gotta go to Tartarus and talk to Tyrek and find out what's going on. And it takes them a couple days. And they get to Tartarus, and there's a bunch of other creatures in Tartarus, like a bugbear and a cockatrice, and the cockatrice tries to turn them to stone, and it doesn't work because it doesn't have its magical power anymore. I'm like, oh, that's interesting, that's kind of cool. Question. Why and how is Rainbow Dash flying? Because I thought that was part of Pegasi magic. Because in Twilight Kingdom, you see when Tyrek is like draining the like when there's that Pegasi army that attacks him and he drains their magic, they all fall to the ground. Granted, you can make an argument it's because they're tired. I always just kind of thought it was like, okay, that's why Pegasi can fly. It's not just they have wings, like it is literally part of their magic. So how are they still able to do that? Like, is that just something Cozy Glow did because she's also a Pegasus and she didn't want to lose her wings? But, I mean, okay, I might be misremembering this. It's like, does Ocellus ever turn into somebody during from day 2 onwards? Because if so, that... maybe she didn't. I might be making shit up. Gallus and Smolder are able to fly, but that might just be, like, that's not a magic thing. They can just do... Like, I can buy that. But I don't know. It was just seeing Rainbow Dash fly. Like, I genuinely thought that was a... I thought that was a special ability. I thought that was kind of a magic thing. What the hell? But maybe that one makes sense. I won't harp on it too much. When the main 6 get into Tartarus, like using a magic device and blah, 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 when they encounter Tyrek, and he's just standing in his cage, smiling, so happy to see them. And they're like, okay, Tyrek, we're here on business, blah, 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 blah. And he's like, you know, why would I help you for nothing? But, you know, tell me anyways. It might alleviate my boredom. And talking about how, you know, he's been exchanging letters with someone. I was like, this is giving me some Silence of the Lambs vibe with Tyrek as Lecter. And that's really cool. Fuck, I love this so much. And then they're very easily able to Pinkie Pie him into submission from annoyance. And he goes, oh no, you know, part of my plan was to have you trapped here forever because fuck you guys, but no, you're so annoying and I'm so easily defeated by this. I'm like, okay, like, I get it. Pinkie can do that, but he folded a little too quick. Like, way too quick. I don't know. That's kind of some bullshit. But anyways, the main 6 leave, and they leave... I think Spike is with them as well. They leave Starlight in charge. So next thing you know, Starlight is nowhere to be found, and Cozy's like, gosh, you know, Starlight decided that, you know, the main 6 just weren't enough. And, you know, she'd saved the world before, too. She wanted to go with them, and, she left me in charge, because I've done so much for Headmare Sparkle. They trust me. I guess I'm in charge now. And the Amity Club are like, we trust you as far as we can throw you. And, I mean, Yona might be able to throw you pretty far, but look at Sambar and his noodly arms. Like, we don't trust you for shit. She's like, well, golly, I mean, I'm in charge, and you can't prove me wrong, can you? Huh. Well, I guess we can't. Fuck. Chancellor Naysay shows up, and he's like, I heard that Equestria was in danger, and Twilight ran off to solve it. Oh my goodness, how irresponsible. And I guess I have to take over her school now. And Cozy's like, what the fuck? How dare you? This is my plan! But, you know, still trying to be as, you know, gosh darn adorable, and it's just not working. Which leads to my favorite scene in this two-parter. And it is of the Amity Club. Actually, it might not have been the whole Amity Club. It's not. Because I'm remembering correctly. Naysay ties up the Amity Club, and then Sambar pulls the, hey, I'm a pony, and I'm racist too, please let me go. To which Naysay lets him go. And the rest of his friends are like, what a piece of shit. And there's one of them, I feel like it was Yona or Ocellus, and not a hundo, was like, no, I trust Sambar. He was probably just doing that shit to get away so we can snoop around and come back and help us. So Sambar goes to the Crusaders, like, at Sweet Apple Acres, is like, look, this is what's going on. Can you fucking help? Bet. So they go into the school, go into the basement, and they find Starlight trapped in this orb of magic, surrounded by the artifacts, and Cozy Glow starts monologuing. So let me talk about my problem. I know I said it's my favorite scene, and I'll get to that, but I have to talk about the next issue I have, which is like, wait a second. Cozy Glow was able to get rid of Starlight really easily off-screen. Unicorn magic is not working, so Starlight does not have all her Ooga Booga magic, so I can kind of slightly buy it. Granted, Cozy Glow is a literal child, so I don't know how she overpowered Starlight, but you know what? Let's just assume she hit her in the head with a frying pan and, like, knocked her ass out. Like, I can believe that happened. So that happens, assumedly, and she traps Starlight in this orb. She also says that all the magic in Equestria that is being stolen is being funneled into the orb. So Starlight can't use magic because the magic has been ripped out of her. And the thing you're using to contain Starlight is the exact same container as that magic. So if the magic's right there, what keeps Starlight from using it? I mean, maybe because it's not in her, maybe she can't, I don't know, but I'm like, wait, if I'm understanding this correctly, she's there and all the literally all the magic in the world is right there. She can't just, use it? I don't know if this makes sense. I mean, if they were in, like, 2 separate jars, I could buy it, but that's the same fucking jar. Huh? Anyways, Sambar and the Crusaders get to hear Cozy Glow monologue to Starlight about her plan. Like, I want to take over the school because everyone looks at this school as this beacon of friendship. And if I am the one in charge, that means I am the head of friendship. And if there's one thing I have learned from following this show, friendship isn't magic, friendship is power. And that's where that line comes from. And it's also when she makes that fucking Airhead's face, where she's talking about Naysay and how mad she is at him. And yeah, it's like her head is trying to explode out of rage, but she's not a Looney Tune and is constrained by some degree of physics, so it can't explode, but is like bursting at the seams of her skull and her face. And it's so funny. Like, I talk about the Surus business face as being my favorite of the show in the season. This is such a, it's right at the end of episode 1. It's such a strong contender. That shit cracks me up. It's like this scene is why Cozy Glow is one of my favorite characters. It's so entertaining. So then you get to episode 2 with Cozy Glow doing what she can to take control over Naysay, eventually sending a lynch mob after him because friendship is power. I was watching that scene and my brain was just going, dance, fucker, dance, man, he never had a chance. It's like, dude, you're gonna go far kidding that, dude. Holy crap, that was awesome. Sandbar gets the Amity Club out of the room they're locked in, and they end up saving Naysay, and he's like, oh, shit, guess I was too racist, might be. The Crusaders are trying to spend time with Cozy Glow and keep her distracted, and Cozy very clearly, like, quickly figures it out. So she locks them in a cupboard, and there's, like, in a broom closet, which is another great expression of her just, like, smile, frown, closes the door. I'm like, that's gotta be a great reaction gif. I can't wait to use it on someone. But, that happens. The Amity Club go to try to save Starlight. Like, well, shit, if we like, remove any of these artifacts, it can trigger, like, an earthquake or some shit and destroy the school, so they can't. And Cozy sends the lynch mob down there, and she's like, hey, look, they don't know about friendship. They're the ones who did this. Blah, blah, blah. And some shit happens, and one of them falls into the orb. I don't remember who, but then they all go into the orb to help each other, and everyone else is like, huh, I don't know. Seems like they're sacrificing. They all sacrifice themselves to help their friends. That's some good friendship, Cozy. It's not friendship! Like, shit like that. Meanwhile, the main six and Spike hatch an escape plan. I don't remember exactly what they did, but they do some shit, and they end up getting out of Tartarus, and the magic all comes back, so they go back to the school, and they're like, Cozy, come on. I mean, come on. And she's like, yeah, but I mean, fuck all of you. And then she tries to leave, and she doesn't leave, and she gets arrested. So the Amity Club thinks that they have now graduated the School of Friendship, and Twilight's like, I mean, you only saved the world once. I had to save it several times before I graduated. And Starlight in the corner's going, I mean, I only had to save the world once before I graduated. And before I did that, I clearly fucking regressed. But I mean, I graduated on time. Anyways, school's gonna continue. Hey, I wonder whatever happened to Cozy Glow. And then Cozy Glow ends up in Tartarus because they sentenced a literal child to hell for her crimes. And it ends with her looking at Tyrek and going, hey, you wanna be my friend? And that's the end of season 8. This just feels like a Canterlot wedding. It's an absolute fucking mess, and none of it makes any sense. It's so damn fun, and it's so damn entertaining that I almost don't care. I'll be honest, I feel like my problems with a Canterlot wedding bother me. I don't want to phrase it. A Canterlot wedding, to me, at its best, is better than School Raze. Canterlot wedding, at its worst, is worse than School Raze. Me, personally, I think its problems actively prevent me from enjoying the wedding as much as I would like to fully enjoy it. The problems with this episode, like, this is fucking stupid, but I kind of don't care. It's great. It's not the double S of the season. I don't even think I could say it's an S tier episode. No, I think I can. It's so batshit insane that I'm like, dude. I don't want to say it's like The Room, because there's genuinely some good shit in here, but I don't know. It's just so fun and so absurd. Okay. I don't think any of this is going to change. I don't think any of the... Like, the only... I could maybe see this episode being higher. Maybe this, maybe this. I think my problem with this... come on, mouse. Like I said, this episode would be up here, I think, if it had been tweaked a little bit. So maybe putting it down in B is a little harsh. I think I can settle for there. Yeah, I think that's about okay. What is my... I think it's probably just this. Looking at it, like, I think this episode might be funnier than this one. Do I want to... Because, boy, those last 2/3 were so fucking funny. I think it's this. I really do. Would it be this one? Maybe, but not quite. I think I'll go with this. We'll see how it goes. Maybe when I'm doing the final tier list and these S tier episodes are all up there, I'll figure it out. Some of them might be like, no, this is easily not gonna make the cut. Maybe some of them will. I don't know. But I think that's it for Season 8. Like I said, we're 10 episodes into Season 9. I don't know if we'll actually be able to watch any today. But that's where we're at. I hope you all have a good day. I hope you guys enjoy spring and summer and autumn and the second winter of the year, like in December and shit. But I'll see you guys in Season 9.